All right, ma'am. First off, I gotta just say thank you so much for doing this interview with me. I've been waiting and wanting to get an interview with you. You always said maybe and stuff, but here we are today. So we're gonna go from the beginning, okay?
Okay.
Name, age, and current living situation.
My name is Corey. I'm 40 years old and I'm homeless.
Can you tell me a little about your journey?
My journey. I had. I became homeless at 28. I was drinking heavily at the time, so I went into detox and then had no place to go after detox. So that was in 2012. Yeah. 2012. So I've basically been on the streets ever since then. I had a permanent supportive housing for about 7 months or so, but that went sour and leaving there. But that's really the only time I've been inside. Other than that, it's just trying to.
So how long have you been in total? Not to cut you off, homeless.
14 years.
That's a long time.
By myself most of the time as a female.
That's a long time.
It is.
90% of the people that I talk to out here in Arizona are not from Arizona. Are you from Arizona?
I'm originally from California.
Oh, okay.
Southern California. I moved here in 98. 98 going to 99.
Okay, so you're basically a transplant.
Yeah.
What led to your current situation, like now, like being homeless?
It was drinking, and then just I kind of isolated myself for a long time, so I really didn't have any friends, and plus I'm too prideful to ask for help, so I just kind of deal with it as a,
as it goes.
As it goes.
Each day as it goes.
Yeah, I don't want to be a burden on anybody.
What does a typical day look like for you?
Typical day is getting up, getting something to eat. I ride my bike a lot. A lot, but just going around making sure everybody's all right. Hang out. That's really just trying to get, trying to make something to live off of without doing dirty, stealing trying to get by without,
doing
breaking the law.
Wrong,
yeah, right. Immorally or law,
Yeah, that's usually what a lot of people say.
And being on the streets and having that moral compass, which a lot of people don't.
Mm-hmm.
They make it very difficult to get by.
100%.
I don't like to lie. I don't steal, and they limits what I can do to
Do you mind me asking? Are you on any substances? It's okay.
I smoke weed and I do.
Okay.
I do, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So that's what I was. Let's segue into what keeps you getting through your times. Is it the illegal
These
stuff?
people?
My
friends.
Man, that's awesome, man. I love the camaraderie here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's one thing about being on streets is you really do. Your friends are, they're true friends because they struggle right alongside of you. And, we all know that we're in bad spots, and so we kind of have to take care of each other.
100%. I always wondered. Now, with that being said, you guys are good friends. You guys are all struggling together, but yet and still, there's a lot of thefts and things that happen. Like, for instance, people's credentials, ID, social security card. Man, I can't stand it when I see someone that steals someone else's social security card or ID because it's
I've had to put my stuff. I call it social security office. Tell them your information has been compromised.
Yeah.
And they red flag it. But that happens a lot out here, especially with IDs. Because you have to get an ID for to go sell anything. Even scrapping, even scrap where you have to have ID.
Yeah, it's almost like I always like to equate it to kicking someone on the way down to the lunch line.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
We're both gonna meet down there, but let me trip you first.
Yeah, and it costs money to replace them, but you're bylaws, but you have to have it on you.
Yeah.
But it costs money to replace them. Plus out here, everything gets stolen all the time. If it's not bolted, if you have to wear on you, they'll come up and take anything.
Man,
it's sad. It's just stealing from each other.
Yep.
Not good.
What are your hopes for the future?
to be inside, to be inside for my friends to be inside as well. You know, just so everybody is good. You know, so where they're inside and they're safe, or nobody can screw it up for them. You know, like because that's the problem too. Is you get inside and people get jealous of what you have and they screw it up for you on purpose.
And then they want to come in your house.
And then when they don't get what they want from you, then they go and they mess it up for you, so you can't have it anymore.
Man,
which is really
well said.
Yeah, they because they can't have it, and you're not going to give it to them. They're going to take it from you. They're going to make sure you can't have it anymore.
Not to say his name or anything. It's just like OG out here.
Oh yeah.
He had his own apartment and things, and he let people go in.
Yep.
He felt compassion and empathy towards what they're doing, and
they
then
take advantage of it, and then they
they
spread
him out.
Yeah. Basically, they take over your shit. Yeah, no, and that's fucked up.
Man, it's messed up. Right?
And they do this for people who they know won't stick up for themselves.
True.
They don't want confrontations. They don't want problems, and they know this, and they prey upon it, and it's messed up. 100%. And they don't care because it's not their name, it's not their apartment. They're just take advantage and use it while they can, and screw that person.
101% correct.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it goes on their credit against their when they go to rent somewhere else. They don't care.
They just
and
don't
it's messed
care.
up. It's like.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Better you than me, bullshit.
You said 14 years. That's just so long. Have you ever tried rapid housing?
I was in permanent supportive housing through Native American Connections for about 7 months. But then because I met someone there, we started dating. He was very abusive, and we had both signed a clause stating no domestic. So they kicked him out first, and he left. But then he was hanging around because I was there. And because I was there, he was around. They didn't like that, so they basically told me because he's around, because you're here, so you got to go.
That's awful.
Yeah.
What is something you wish more people understood about homelessness?
That we're all not thieves and junkies or bad people, in period. That we're not that. Very much. Bad things happen to good people more often than not because, people prey on this they're, I don't want to say ignorance, but you just see they have compassion and they have for other people, and they take advantage of that, and it's not
It's not cool.
It's not cool.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, right.
I like to say that anyone can be homeless.
It happens so quick.
A burp,
yeah,
a check
one
away from
check. Yeah, and most
slip.
people they're already living on credit cards and loan shit. That's not even theirs. They don't. That's money they're borrowing. They don't even have that.
Yeah.
Like people say they're rich. In fact, I am more richer than most of these motherfuckers out here because why? Because I don't owe anything.
Say it.
I don't have any credit cards yet. I don't have any loans. I actually have more money than they do because I don't owe anything.
You're 100%.
I don't owe anything, but they think they're better than me because they're inside. But they're willing to take more than what they earn to pay for things, to live a lifestyle they're accustomed to.
Comfortable.
Yeah, and it's shitty because a lot of the shit that goes on out here is when these motherfuckers out here, because they become accustomed to a certain lifestyle, they will do dirty, grimy things to be able to stay inside.
Oh, 100%.
Hotel, spend $80, plus on a hotel every night. You can't. That shit don't fucking. You have to be doing grimy ass shit to be able to afford that. To be honest.
100%.
And a lot of them are like that.
Yeah.
I remember shit when COVID happened and the first stimulus checks came out. I was getting my Social Security check back then, and I had to pay. My payee was on 15th Avenue in Van Buren. Now, when those stimulus checks came out, there was a bunch of people down there.
Everybody was going crazy
because they're all mentally ill, and they have checks, and they would be waiting for them outside the gates.
Yeah.
And these people were talking about scamming them out of their money. They had a place to stay. They had, they were still inside, but they had a gambling problem.
That's true.
And shit. So they would come and prey on these fucking mentally ill homeless people for their money.
100%.
They straight up rob them.
Yeah.
And these people don't know what the heck's going on, and they know this. And these are the people, they're inside. They're just so much better than us.
That's true. What's been the hardest part about being homeless for you? One of the hardest parts?
I think it's being female and just like,
I meant to ask you.
being female and just everything comes with, nothing's free. Everything comes with, unless you have good friends and stuff, but a lot of the times, anything that's given to you, there's expectations behind it, and you have to make yourself clear ahead of time, just because you're, shit. They'll slow play you or anything, just to have something over you so that you stick around. Like
100%.
it's control issues. Everybody wants control.
Man, well said. Are there places or services that have been particularly helpful to you?
It's the churches definitely. The outreaches definitely, especially the ones that are consistent with helping. CBI, like Sean and Cece, like the people, you, the people who come out here, the people like you who come out here and listen to us talk and listen to what the problems are and give a shit and try to do something that we can't do out there, which try to be a voice for us to the people who are, because the people who are making these laws and doing this to us, they don't know what it's like. They don't know. Life's not like, it's like going to life's not textbook. Just because you see this around doesn't mean you know it. Because until you lived it, you have no idea. I mean, shit. Until I was on the streets, I had no idea what the world was really like. I was sheltered inside, having a job. No idea. So blind to. I knew things, there were bad people, but I didn't, no idea how just evil,
how crazy,
how evil people could be, but also on the other side, how wonderful they could be at the same time.
On the flip side,
absolutely. I met on both spectrums, but and everywhere in between.
Is there a particular experience you've had while homeless that stands out? Something that stands out.
Just the hatred for something that they don't understand.
They don't even understand.
The lack of human compassion, humanity. Is lost.
Humility.
Anything.
Where did it go to?
Just be. Hey, man. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Nobody. And nobody. Nobody wants to hear a sob story all the time either. I get that. But there has to be somewhere in between where,
There has to be a middle ground.
Yeah, it has to.
Right?
So, they made it so we can't sleep, we can't go, they don't want us to eat. I mean, they're trying to close. All we get is expired food. We have the outreaches, spending the money that was allocated towards, healthy, nutritional foods, and they're taking that and getting all the expired donated foods from the community center and giving us that. They don't buy granola bars anymore. They don't buy fruit cups anymore. They use expired bread for the sandwiches. All the shit they give us is the donated shit from this expired basically.
St. Mary's and stuff like
that. They all that money where did that go?
Well, last but not least, do you have a Cash App, Venmo, or anything out there that you would like to shout out, just in case someone who may see this has empathy or compassion for your plight or situation? Would you like to shout it out? You never know what might happen.
No, I would just say, instead of that, just, hey man, have compassion for people. Just try to be a little more understanding, you assume somebody is a certain way or why, but you don't know all the reasons. So, maybe if they did, it would make sense. And, just try to think outside yourself for a little bit.
That's amazing. I want to thank you so much for this interview.
No problem.
It's been
a
blessing talking to you. It's always a blessing talking to you. You always say kind words. Like I said, I like to be quiet when people or my elders are talking to me. I just sit back and listen.
And I appreciate all you do for everybody out here, and that's why I'm absolutely happy to do this interview.
I appreciate that. That makes me feel good. Thank you so much. It's an honor and a pleasure. And next time, hopefully we can get a update on how you're doing and how things are going.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome,
man.
sweetheart. Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless you.